Well, hello everybody, and happy November the 1st. I am here on the 1st of November to do a little recap of everything that I made during the month of October. Um, Look at me, right on time. Hello, I am Melissa. I am the host of Art Hang Party, which is a weekly live hour-ish long art making session full of fast-paced drawing and a lot of fun. It happens every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on YouTube. And every week is a different theme, and it's a wonderful community of creative people who come together to draw and make art friends, and it's lovely. Um, October was a hard month. Um, we'll chat a little bit about that, but it was also Art Hang Party Tober month, which we selected themes from the Art Hang Party theme pot for a theme per day, as all of the October challenges um, do. Well, I mean, there's a theme for every day usually for October challenges, but not from the Art Hang Party theme pot. That is reserved for Art Hang Party people. So, I'm just going to move all of these sketchbooks out of the way. I worked in a lot. I finished one sketchbook, which is very exciting. So a sketchbook tour is coming. Um, so let's just start. I don't even know what date that is. I'm gonna leave that there so I remember that is the 16th. Okay, so maybe we will talk about Art Hang Party Tober. Take a look at what I did. For Art Hang Party Tober this year, I really wanted to use my Kakimori dip pen that I got in Tokyo. I can't believe it's earlier this year, but earlier this year. It feels like it's like 3 years ago that we were there, but it was just in February. And then I got this also Kakimori ink. I don't know what color it is, but it's beautiful. Made in Japan. Look at that. It's so lovely. The combination, oh my God. I don't use this pen enough. And so I thought, what better way to use it than to use it every day for Art Hang Party Tober? And I don't have the Art Hang Party themes, but I'm pretty sure this was, I don't even, what the heck? Do I need to pull the themes up? Maybe I need to pull the themes up. Okay. Hens. I couldn't remember that it should be hens. Um, Hens for the first day of October. We were on our way back from camping that day, so that is the only thing that I have. Now, just as a caveat, the second, yeah, so the October the 1st, we went camping. We went camping the last couple of days of September and came home on October the 1st. And so that is all that I have for the first, aside from my daily self-portrait, which we will look at the end. And I just want to say that for Art Hang Party Tober, I did not do a drawing every day, but I did not do a drawing every day. I kind of batched it, so I guess I kind of did like once a week, and then I did a big catch up once a week. But October the 2nd was Art Hang Party Day, and as we do for the first Thursday of the month, we went traveling. And we went to Lake Luzerne with Michelle, aka Stroke Mom, and that is Michelle's lovely little logo, and that is Michelle right there in a little rubber donut. Very cute. And for the travel sessions, I've been using this ugly book with what I like to call violently yellow paper and a black acrylic paint marker, which seems to be running out of juice. I have more, but yeah. So for these sessions, this was an Art Hang Party. We started with 2 minutes, and then we moved up to 5 minutes, and then 7 minutes, and then back to 5, and then a 7. Yeah, this was a day of really hard news. So I really was really happy to continue hosting Art Hang Party for the evening. If I didn't, I would just be sitting and crying. It was really nice to spend time with friends. We'll talk about that in about 2 seconds. But here is beverages for the third day of Art Hang Party Tober. That's a margarita. Yeah, so on the second, we found out that we had to put our little cat knit down. She would have been 13 on the, well, I adopted Knit and Pearl on October 12th, 2013, so she would have been, um, she would have been 13, close to thereabouts on the 12th of October, but we had to say goodbye to her on the 3rd, and this I did while she was hanging out on the couch. Um, she she was okay. Like she just had I don't know if this is TMI. Skip forward a little bit if you don't want to hear about it. But she had was it a lump? She had a lump on her lung, like a tumor like a big tumor on her lung, and so her breathing was really labored. She had lost a lot of weight. She was still eating and using the washroom and everything, and she didn't look to be in very much pain, but her like she was having a really really hard time um, getting breath. Like you could see she would be pretty winded. Um, like she would want to walk over to her food, and then she would need to stop and take a break, and then continue on. But she was still very hungry. She was still like stealing the butter off my bagel. She was still drinking out of my water, out of my water glass. Um, and yeah, but she kind of spent the last day just hanging out on the couch. And so I sat down in front of her on the floor and grabbed my sketchbook and watercolors and did this um, painting of her, this little sketch. Not my finest work, but boy, does that have some power to it. um, yeah, so a sad day, but I was really happy that I could spend Thursday evening after getting the news with everybody, which is why I'm telling you that story. Okay, if you skipped ahead, you're good. You're good here. You're good to come back. Um, October the 4th was book covers, and this is the book cover of one of my favorite art books that I picked up after seeing this exhibit at the Art Gallery of Ontario of Mary Cassatt and Helen McNichol. Some pretty instrumental impressionist women artists. So I decided to draw that. The 4th of October, we took some time to go sit. This was a Friday. We took some. This was a Saturday. It doesn't matter what day it was. We went to sit in the park. It was beautifully warm, about 20 degrees Celsius, and so we went and just had a lovely little time in the park. Some Simon Snuggles, and that's it. On the 5th, on the 5th, yes, on the 5th was teacups. That is this actually I drew with from during a Hippo Truck to Fate live stream here on YouTube. She does live streams similar to Art Hang Party. She does them Sundays at noon Eastern time. She's in France, but I forget what time it is France time, but it is 12 o'clock Eastern. So also replays available on Hippo's channel if you want to go and do more drawing sessions because they're great. And plus you get to hear her speak French, which is always just beautiful. On the 5th, that same day, I went to hang out with my friend Susie. We went to a Royal Botanical Gardens, unbeknownst to us being they were putting on a children's book festival, which was pretty cute, but I was not in the mood. I was definitely not in the mood. I was just wanting a nice quiet time amongst the last remaining flowers of the season, just to sit and chat and stuff. But it was pretty loud and chaotic with like little children dressed up as like storybook characters running around, which again, really cute, but not what I was in the mood for. So we did a couple of drawings. We found a bench in the shade. It was like so hot. It was like 25 degrees this day, which is crazy for October the 5th. But I took some watercolors and neocolors and I did these. The sixth is bird butts. All of my reference photos, aside from a very few like the teacup and I think maybe one or two other ones, have come from my camera roll. So um, I always like to source my own camera roll before anything. By camera roll, I mean Google Photos, because that's where I store all of my photos. All right. 7, street style. I do have actually a bunch of pictures of people that I see on my way to work that I've taken photos of, like sneaky photos of from behind, because I just think they'd be really fun to draw. So I think that should be an art hang party in our future. Stamps for the 7th. The 8th was stamps for the 8th. The days don't really matter. Anyway, the 9th was an art hang party, and we did build a museum. And this is my build a museum. The way that we do sometimes at art hang party a build a scene where we see one reference at a time, and then we kind of draw it on a big space of paper. It can be in a sketchbook, it can be outside of a sketchbook, whatever. I had this like drawing paper hanging around. And so we drew the people first individually, kind of placing them here and there. And then we drew the artworks individually and finding like places behind them, or however people wanted to do it, to build a scene. And this was a museum. That's my sister and my niece. And I think that's Reb's son, perhaps. Yeah, very fun. And I thought instead of redrawing something for Build a Museum, I would just fold it up and stick it on one of my little 3x3 cards. So pretty cute. Pretty cute. Next day was travel photo. And this is an old photo of my Grandpa Martin, my sister, and me somewhere, I'm pretty sure like PEI, because we used to, I think that's like one of the only places we used to travel with Grandma and Grandpa, and my dad. But my sister is older than me, and so I kind of swapped our heights in this photo, but I still think it's pretty cute. I probably would have been about 4 or 5 in this photo, so definitely of a vintage. The 11th. The 11th, I joined Charlotta Hamilton, Blue Shine Art, for a Zoom drawing session. And her theme was Italy. She, very shortly after this, packed up and went to host a drawing retreat, or an art retreat in Italy. So this was a good warm-up for her and the people who were joining her. The way that she had started it was I think we had 1 or 2 minutes to do some sketches. I did single line because that's what I like to do when time is short. Yes, so those are my sketches. And then I did a combination of granulating watercolors and Inktense pencils, which I think is, or I guess just watercolors, although some of them are granulating, and Inktense pencils. There we go. We had increasing amounts of time. So these were 5 minutes, these were 10 minutes. And then I think this was like a 15 and back to a 10, or maybe two 15s or something. Definitely not 20 minutes, because time was moving. And then the 12th was futuristic homes, which this is not a futuristic home, but it is my grandma and grandpa's house that my grandpa built. So technically, um, I considered it a futuristic home because he and my grandma were both old order Mennonites once upon a time. And then when my first uncle was born, or my grandma was pregnant with my first uncle, they decided to join modern civilization, and bring their kids up outside of being old order Mennonite, even though they were still very much connected to their family. And so for my grandpa to build a house, I think that's pretty futuristic. And just like for his uh, forethought in wanting to do all of that, is pretty future thinking and would, has allowed me to be here on the internet, sharing videos, hosting live streams. So I think that qualifies. Let me know if you think that qualifies. On the 12th, I traveled home via the GO train, which I now work for, and GO train and bus, and did some people drawing. This is my fun new leopard print pony hair Adidas shoes. Not real, but very fun shoes. My niece's new little hamster baby named Bluey. And my sister Ashley with her reading face on. she's not usually that angry looking. The 12th was medieval cats. That is a very loose representation of knit and purl. The 13th was bouquet. Sorry, that came up at you pretty quickly. The 14th was city parks. So that is the Rogers Center and Sky Dome. The Rogers Center today actually is Game 7 of the World Series, in which the Blue Jays can win the World Series against the Los Angeles Dodgers. All the good vibes out there for the Blue Jays. Please, 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 please. They should have won yesterday, but silly umpire interference. We sat outside on the 14th of October. It was nice enough. I mean, we were in a sweater and a jacket, like a light jacket, a jean jacket, but to be able to sit outside in the park and just kind of like chill and, rest and relax was pretty incredible. I think this is probably the latest that we've done such a thing. So that was very nice. This pen, by the way, I don't think I've talked about this pen. I don't even know what it's called. It's a German pen. You see that, made in Germany. There you go. Schneider pens. I found it on Amazon. Sometimes I just like to look for like unique art supplies on there, and it has a few day tip, kind of. It has, well, I don't know that that's a few day tip, but it's like a chisel tip. Not quite as drastic as my Pilot Parallel pen, but it's quite nice. It did come with like this color of ink, like a light green ink in the cartridge, but I emptied it out and I filled it with some blue Noodler's ink because I just needed a pen with that color ink in it. But yeah, it's actually quite nice. It's not the greatest, but for $15, I'll take it. So I got that on Amazon. I know I should stop, but sometimes you just gotta buy some art supplies, The 15th was farm animals, and those are some horses. This is not one of my photos. This photo is from Marloes de Vries. Marloes de Vries. She has a lovely Substack and also a separate newsletter, and she's an illustrator who shares a ton of insider information, and also is a really big advocate for taking care of yourself, um, and all of that. Simon. The 16th was our baby and current photos. So that is me and me. Me with my little bowl cut. And me with a very cheeky look on my face. I had to redo that one, but yes. So this was an art hang party, which was very nice. People sent in pictures of themselves, their younger selves and their current selves, which is lovely. So that is Cece and Marie Louise and Michelle, aka Stroke Mom, and Lyra, who also has a very nice Substack, by the way. Becca, who goes by Sketchy Cat Art, who is restarting her Substack and has a YouTube here. Oh yeah, Marie Louise also has a YouTube. I'll link everything below. Olinda, who we are traveling with this week at Art Hang Party on November the 6th. We're going on some travels with Olinda. Lutza and her partner Andre and his loaf of bread, which is very cute. I think Andre and Lutza are my favorite that I drew on this day. Very cute. You're all very cute. We will come back to you, Introvert Drawing Club. No, I'm just going to show you this now because why not? This is a replay of an Introvert Drawing Club session with Beth Spencer, and the theme was 80s Halloween. And it was actually really cool the way that she set it up. So we had 10 minutes per reference photo. I built a scene here to do line work only, and then like no color, just like the lines. And then she gave us 10 minutes at the end of the session to go back and add color to everything, which is pretty fun because like then it allowed you to use your creativity and imagination to kind of fill in some of the colors. And I did stick to like she was wearing a pink coat, so that coat had to be pink. And then I kind of like put the pink around elsewhere and stuff. Anyway, it was really fun to just kind of play with colors. So stay tuned for that at an upcoming art hang party. Full credit to Beth for the idea, but I'm definitely stealing it. Okay, the 17th is art supplies, and I, of course, decided to draw what I have been drawing with all this month. So my dip pen and ink. I do have something in here to show you. It was a free draw frenzy day. And our theme was Ikebana-ish, Ikebana-esque. Made by Reb, joined me and Debbie Draws Funny, who is who co-hosts Free Draw Frenzy with me. Me and Deb co-host Free Draw Frenzy, and Reb joined us as a special guest host and provided the photos, and they were very lovely. Again, I used watercolor and Inktense pencils, mostly watercolor. And it was a good time. The replay of that is up on all 3 of our channels because YouTube's getting fancy now. So you can find that there. Yeah. The 18th is space, and I almost started over on that one. And the 18th, I joined Hippo for another live stream. Again, it doesn't matter. The 19th, the theme was landmarks. And this is a dog statue from Tokyo. And the story for this is that the dog waited outside of the subway station for his owner to come back, but his owner had passed away while he was like out on his trip. And the dog just waited and waited and waited and waited, and he would not leave the site, and it's just very touching story. This is a Hippo Fate to Truck YouTube live stream of the theme of monuments, because Hippo, for the most part, I think, had been following along with the Art Hang Party theme for her Sunday sessions. So there is a replay of this up on her channel. She picked some really, Hippo, you picked some really great references. They're very fun. What is this big thumb thing? No idea. I used the Pilot Parallel pen for this and had a lot of fun getting my fingers dirty, smudging it around. Very lovely. 20th was hot air balloons. And this is a giant Vincent van Gogh hot air balloon head that I saw one morning on my run a couple of years ago. So that was pretty fun. Next day is pattern. And this is, again, another one that I probably, if I cared a little bit more, would have restarted. The 22nd was film photo. And I did my best to draw knit, to paint knit, to capture knit. I think I did okay. This one was a slow, meditative, let the layers dry, spend some time with knit. It was very lovely. It was very lovely. The 23rd was Australian animals, and it was also an Art Hang Party day. So let me show you the Australian animals. The replay of this is up, and I found some very interesting animals with interesting stories and shared some tidbits. This one, we had to only draw with circles for Thorny Devil, which is just about the pointiest thing you'll ever see. And we played the random timer game, so each, it was very, very random, although there was a lot of 7 minutes for some reason. But very cute. I also used the Pilot Parallel pen for this and some color pencils. A select grouping of color pencils. The 24th was vintage cookie jars. And this is based on this wooden decorative something or other that Debbie Draws Funny gifted to me. So I thought that could somehow represent a cookie jar. The 26th theme was collage. How cute is that? This is the only day that I didn't use the dip pen, the Kakimori dip pen, but I did collage the background from some napkins that Marie Louise sent to me, which is very cute. And then the little mice here are from a greeting card that Deb sent to me, and they are adorable. I really think that's cute. The 26th also, I pulled up, was this live, Hippo? Was this a replay? It was probably a replay. Hippo's live stream, and the theme for this was critters with patterns. And I used some cheap dollar store paint markers, paint sticks for this. And put it on a random piece of drawing paper. And what I should have done, instead of drawing this, which is a squirrel and not a baby pig, is I should have done the same thing that I did with the museum one and just folded it up, but it is what it is. The 27th theme was birds, and this is a duck statue from Boston Common in Boston. These are some oil pastels that Zan sent to me, and this is me swatching them out, and they're very lovely, and thank you, Zan. If you want to see more of what Zan sent me, check out my last video of art friends are the best friends, because it's true. We're almost there. The 28th is foreign food, and I drew a bowl of ramen because I could live on ramen. Yes, the 28th. The 28th. Jennifer Calieris, who is Books Are My People. She has a Substack. She has a podcast. She has a lovely brain. She is lovely. She's a lovely person. Is in Italy right now with Charlotta Hamilton, and she shared a photo of the Italian countryside on her recent Substack post. And you know when you just like see a picture and you're like, I must paint that. This was that. This was that. So I used my dried gouache palette for this. And then I layered on color pencils and Neocolor 2s, and I used to do this all the time. Like this used to be my go-to. Like all of my like kind of midpoint sketchbooks are like filled with this kind of style. And like, why don't I do that? Why don't I do this anymore? It takes time. That's probably why, but I love it. Expect more of this. Thank you, Jennifer, for sharing this photo. The 29th is musicals. Any guesses what this is? Obviously, it is The Sound of Music. And I drew this from a drawing that I did of The Sound of Music. And then the 30th, our theme for Art Hang Party was cemetery / gravestones. And I chose to focus for Art Hang Party on gravestones. Anna, who comes to Art Hang Party, shared some beautiful, like more monument statue kind of gravestone toppers, but this is very near and dear to my heart. My two aunts, Mary Lynn and Ruth. Yep. Yep. I was struggling with that one, and that was another one that I wanted to kind of redo, but no. So Art Hang Party, gravestones. I used granulating watercolors and Inktense pencils, and we had 8 minutes for each of these, which was a very nice amount of time. It went really super quickly. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Yes, so that replay is also available. That was the 30th. This is the 31st. Movie stills. This is not from a movie. This is my niece Ava standing on top of a rock. But when I searched movie in my Google Photos, it was like one of the first ones that came up, and it was just kind of done, you know? I also finished my quilted jacket. That I've been working on for a very long time. What feels like a very long time, but really is not that long at all. But I've added buttons. It closes up. I still need to do one buttonhole at the very like bottom part of it. But anyway, I'm going to do a whole video talking about my thoughts and feelings and findings and learnings about that whole process. So stay tuned for that. If you have any questions about the process, please let me know. I'm looking to answer some questions in that video as well. I do have some really good questions that people have asked, but if you have any, happy to include and answer. And get your drum rolls going. We have Art Hang Party washi tape. This arrived a couple of days ago, and it is very exciting times. I've wanted to make Art Hang Party washi tape for about as long as I've been doing Art Hang Party. And I can officially add these to my shop now once I take some pictures. So my plan is just to send these out in regular mail because nobody wants to pay $20 for a roll of washi tape. I just think that's really silly, and I can't stick this in an envelope with a regular stamp on it. So I had some cards made up. This is just like a standard business card. that I'm wrapping a whole roll of washi tape. So this is 10 meters of washi tape here. And I can put this in an envelope. Like, I don't think any postal service is going to say like this is not just paper. I'm really hoping. Um, if that is, I don't know. I should have tested it out, but I'm confident that this will pass. That this will pass. Yeah, so I made cute little business cards that you can use for like bookmarks. I was gonna do like a real bookmark, but it just the price didn't make any sense really, and it was just too crazy. And then on the back of them, I made this little like game. So it says, when you have no idea what to use for art hang party or any other time, simply close your eyes and point your finger, and then whichever square you land on is what you should use. So right there, your least used art supply. So I thought that was pretty fun, and you can just like stick that in your sketchbook, and yeah, once the washi tape is done. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's cool. I don't know what I'm going to price these at yet. I have to look at the cost of what the tape was and the cards and a stamp and kind of even it out based on like worldwide stamps. But it's not going to be much more than I would have like the stickers in my shop. So I'm not looking to like get rich off this. I just really want to share fun stuff with you. So, and I'm also thinking, Ray had the idea, I'm going to test it out, I think, of opening up memberships here on YouTube. So whatever the price is for the washi tape, because people have asked me like if I've ever thought of doing a Patreon or like a paid tier on my Substack or whatever, but like YouTube is really where I'm focused, YouTube and Substack, but like YouTube really is like where all the action happens. It's where Art Hang Party happens and all of that. So I'm going to turn on memberships, which is kind of like a Patreon type of thing. I'm not going to do any, at least like right now, I'm not going to do any additional content on YouTube. Everything that I do is open to the public. I'm learning as I go. I'm sharing everything. That is like my whole philosophy. I'm not gatekeeping anything. In terms of, or like I'm not paywalling any of my content or anything. Everything is always going to be, as of right now, viewable by anybody. It sounds kind of scary when I think about it too much, but I don't want to paywall any of my stuff, and I don't have any time right now to do anything additional. I think I do a good amount of stuff in public. Hosting a weekly drawing session, a monthly Zoom, and yeah, all the good stuff. And I appreciate that you are here and whatever, but I'm gonna turn on memberships, and the first month that you sign up, you'll get a free washi tape. And then if you want to cancel after that, you can cancel after that. No harm, no foul. No offense will be taken. It's just another way. Like, I just want to try it out, you know? And in order to do that, I think it would be a good opportunity. Like, this is a good time to kind of test it out. And then, like, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Like, maybe nobody will be into it, and that is totally fine. Like, I know that it's kind of a, you know, if people want to do it, they can do it. If they don't, they don't. I'm babbling because it feels weird that I'm like asking for money, you know, kind of. But really, it's not asking for money. It's just like you're buying washi tape, but like through a YouTube membership that if you want to continue, you can do that. I'm also going to add them to my coffee shop for the same price. So one way or another, if you just want to get the washi tape, you can just buy the washi tape and not have to worry about like any repeat things, charges or anything like that. Ongoing support. Anyway, so yeah, washi tape is coming. I'm probably going to work on putting this in my shop tomorrow because I'm going to edit this video and get it out today. But I'm so excited for this. I officially used it for the first time on Thursday at Art Hang Party, and at the end I did a little tape peel, which was pretty fun. Yeah, I'm just still like nerding out about it. It's been like 3 years in the making of wanting to make washi tape. And you'll notice it is like a little bit shiny, which I think is like different for washi tape, but it's kind of nice too. Like it feels really nice. And when I used it with watercolor, it like didn't soak up watercolor. The watercolor just kind of like pools on top of it. So I think it's cool. Like it's not gonna seep through into the paper. It came off the paper really nicely. Yeah, and then even like unrolling it and then sticking it on here, it's still like plenty sticky. You know, like it's still plenty sticky. So it's not. I don't think it's degrading the tape by any means by unroll like re-rolling it. Oh, okay. Let's look at my self portraits. Let's look at my self portraits. I won't talk a whole lot about very much, but just do a little flip through. See, knit was still into the butter. This day will forever stay blank, I think. That's Pearly, who is thankfully doing very good. She doesn't seem to be sad or looking around for knit very much. She's been getting lots of snuggles. She's been enjoying. We've been learning what her wet food flavors are, and she's very picky. Oh, this is a little thing that I had that the vet offered. Instead of getting Knit's ashes back, I opted for this. It's like a clay imprint of her paw, and it's so nice. I love it. It sits on my desk, and like when you put your finger in like the little grooves, it feels like you're holding her hand, which is so sweet. I'm very happy with that decision. That's Bluey, a little not groundhog, hedgehog. Free Draw Frenzy Day. That's when I finished the jacket. Very happy day. Little revenge gift drawing from Marie Louise. This is the napkin that she sent me. It's so cute. Like a little pack of napkins. It's just like adorable. Wearing my coat out for the first time with buttons. This one had buttons. Oh yeah, here. So fun. Expect a lot of collages with this. Testing out the washi tape. This was the day that I got the washi tape and the oil pastels from Zan and the beautiful painting of Knit from Zan. You have to watch that video. It's pretty sweet. More art from Michelle Humphrey. And there we go. That is my self-portraits for October. Still enjoying doing them. Some days are faster than others, but I need to pick a favorite artwork for the month, and it has to be this. It has to be Knit. It has to be. Even though there's a lot of good. The washi tape, finishing the jacket. This is like, just makes me smile. Yeah. Let's just say October is dedicated to Knit. A sweet little silly, goofy, quirky knit. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. If you have a favorite of anything that I made this month, please, I would love to hear about it. Maybe we'll do the trifecta here. There we go. Yeah, let me know. Let me know how your month of October went. Hopefully it was all good. I hope November is unbelievably. I hope November is going to be a lovely one for you as well. And yeah, let me know if you had any like creative breakthroughs, if you're working on anything fun right now. What new art supply you're like geeking out over. I really want more Derwent drawing pencils in my life, seeing all of the things. And then I had recently been keeping all of my, like for the last kind of year or so, maybe even 2 years, all of my color pencils in a pencil roll. And then I just the other day decided to pull them out and put them in mugs so that I can like actually see them because they were tucked in like the back of my shelf. And I have some Derwent drawing pencils in here that I got from Melanie Chadwick. I won them, which was pretty crazy. I can never find them when I want them. All the Derwent kind of look the same. But yeah, the Derwent drawing, they're so nice. First of all, they're really heavy. They feel really good. The barrels are nice and thick. And like the way that they go down on paper is just yum. But so they just came out with the new 72 set of colors, and it's like close to $300 Canadian, and I can't do it. I cannot justify it. I can't justify it. So I gotta wait for like some mega 70% off sale or something. But if there's any arts, I was just trying to think, what even did I talk about that for? If there's any new art supplies that you're like in love with, please let me know. I feel like I need something. I feel like I need something. It's been a long time, aside from that pen I showed you, since I got anything new to play with. Well, and the oil pastels that Zan sent me, and washi tape. But I need something new, so tell me what I should get new. Anyway, that's enough. I thought this video was going to be short, but again, we're at like almost an hour, so oopsie. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you at Art Hang Party. Bye.